Well, we practiced. Max felt pretty good today, so he did practice. And our original plan was for him not to throw much today, but he felt pretty good. So we went ahead and practiced, tried to limit his throws a little bit, but looked good, felt good. He's not 100% yet, but I expect by Saturday he'll be real close. So we'll see how he's doing in the morning. Judge tomorrow by how he's feeling in the morning, but I expect him to practice again Thursday.
What do Whitlow in terms of percentage?
He got pretty much all the work with the twos, and that's kind of the way we have been since Louisville. That was one of the things that was hard on Morgan playing last week was he hadn't gotten much work at quarterback in the last 3 weeks. So it was a tough situation for him, but we went right back to where we were before, as if Max is going to play, try to get it ready.
How much of the playbook was Jalen?
Percent probably, I don't know, 10%. That you would really feel comfortable calling. He might could draw more than that on the board, but as far as getting out and executing against the kind of defense we got to play this Saturday, it would be pretty small.
Randy, it looked like Max had a brace on his left knee. Has he had that before? Or is that?
No, he kind of got rolled up on a little bit against Western. Kind of tweaked it a little bit. No, it's not an injured knee or anything like that, but if you watch a lot of drop back passers, a lot of throwers will wear that brace on the left knee just because that's the one that gets rolled up on. I've done it in the past. Mike Hartline wore one. Eric Ains wore one when I was in Tennessee. So, it's not like it's going to slow him down any that matter. So why not go ahead and do it? And I probably should have done it before.
Studying South Carolina, what do you see in video?
I see a lot of big, fast, athletic guys. Their defensive fronts, far and away the best defensive front we will have seen this year. Not only are they fast, they're tall. You got ends, and the shortest one 6'5". So you feel like you can throw over him. But really good on defense, really active, really athletic up front. They lost some people on the back end, but it's hard to exploit the back end because their front makes you get out of your hands.
How far along has the guy named Josh Swindle if he doesn't use it?
I'm sorry?
How far along is the guy named Josh Swindle?
Well, hopefully he's far enough along to do what we would need him to do. We have played with young guys before. We played with freshmen in there before. He got in there last week some and did okay after the first 2 or 3 plays. I think the first 2 or 3 plays he was pretty excited about the atmosphere. But once he settled down, he did all right. So if he needs to play, we expect him to play well. If we have to help him a little bit in protection, whether sliding the line that way or putting somebody behind him to help him get started, whatever it is, we'll do what we need to do.
Randy, what we've seen of Jalen's been very limited. So what do you guys see from him? What made you think we need to get this guy ready to be our number 2? What does he do well?
Well, that's a good question. It was really a tough decision with he and Patrick early on. The thing Jalen can do, and the advantage young guys always have, is the ability to run. And that's the one thing he has. If he doesn't know what's going on in the passing game, he can pull it down and run and make yards. Not that Patrick can't, but Patrick doesn't have the running ability that Jalen does. And that was the thing that showed up most in fall scrimmages.
If Max does go, have you changed anything for protections to keep that shoulder from getting hit as much as possible?
Well, you always try to keep him from getting hit. That's always your goal. But when you're playing a front like this, it's even more of a challenge. And you try to get the thing out of your hand fast. You try to make the defensive line have to run sideline to sideline a little bit. We can't just drop back and leave him in the same spot all the time. If we do that, he'd probably get killed. As happens to any quarterback that plays South Carolina.
Randy, obviously Morgan didn't throw the ball like he wanted to or you wanted to, but how did your receivers do against that Florida secondary? How did they, especially the young guys running routes against the secondary of that caliber?
John, I thought they did okay. Obviously the passing game was much different than it would have been had Max been playing. Max's strengths and Morgan's strengths in the passing game are different. So a lot of the things that the receivers have been doing a lot of and gotten good at, we didn't do. And we kind of had to change gears a little bit. And there was a few little things that I didn't think they handled as well as I would have liked for them to, but also at the same time, it wasn't what they've been practicing a lot. So the things that they've been doing and we've been practicing quite a bit, I thought they handled pretty well.
Well, first quarter when you all were able to sort of go head-to-head with Florida, you guys, I think, kind of set a tone a little bit. Was there any positive takeaway from that?
Well, there was a lot of positive in the game. You know, we ran the ball well against a good defensive front that eventually knew we were going to run the ball. You know, and the lack of being able to throw the ball and challenge them down the field a little bit to back them off made it much tougher to run. But yet we were still able to have some success. You know, it was very much a replay of some of our games last season. You know, we were able to do some things, but then we made mistakes and self-destructed. And until we self-destructed, we had things going pretty well. You know, once the score got out of hand and they kind of knew what was coming, it got much tougher to move the ball.
Well, thank you.